I'm not here to scare you, but what I'm about to share might put the fear of God deep in your soul. And by God, I mean AI. It is advancing so fast every day. There's new groundbreaking developments in the AI field. You remember the expression seeing is believing? I think it used to be used for really bad horror movie titles, like their catchphrase, as well as talking about Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. But it was really applicable to evidence. If you can see something, if you can hear something, it's real, it's hard proof, but not anymore. Just like the dinosaurs, that shit is extinct because a video or audio evidence no longer means it's authentic, no matter how real it looks. AI is getting scarily close to making fake videos that are indistinguishable from real ones, and alarmingly close, like right on the edge, like one fucking pubic hair of a bumblebee's sack away from delivering perfect audio synthesis. In order to demonstrate this point here with how good AI's become with audio, let me show you Obi-Wan Kenobi talking about some space pussy.
Luke, did I ever tell you about Ahsoka Tano? She was your father's exotic teenage alien apprentice, a fine piece of jailbait from a more civilized age. She had the tightest body and the perkiest little breasts in the galaxy, barely legal in most systems. Anakin and I used to double team her at the end of every successful campaign during the Clone Wars, and once in a while we'd even have the entire 500 first run a train over her, part of official Jedi training, of course. In time, she learned how to handle a meat saber better than anyone in the Jedi Temple. She wore a miniskirt every day, so we told her there were no panties in space. And since she was constantly doing acrobatics, you'd get a glimpse of her orange pussy mid-fight as she'd do a flip while slicing a B-2 super battle droid in half. It was surreal. We taught her to grip her weapon backwards like a dildo, and she constantly got captured by pirates and slavers almost every other day. It was ridiculous, like a constant porno, Luke. You have no idea. And she was a good friend.
This legitimately sounds like a behind-the-scenes gag that the real actor delivered that was leaked onto the internet. If you had told me that this was a cameo that the actor did, kind of like Hank Schrader saying sussy in Big Chungus, I'd be like, oh wow, that's so cute that the real actor did this. Because it sounds so good. The intonation, the inflection, the pauses, the deep breathing, it is all one-to-one with Obi-Wan's performance in the movie. It is crazy how good that is, at least to me. I can't find a difference listening to him monologue about Ahsoka being the finest meat saber wielder in the system, and Obi-Wan lecturing Luke in the film. But by far the wildest part about all of this is that it's not just specific to Obi-Wan. It's not like they developed the Brazzers Obi-Wan protocol to just generate goofy scripts using AI Obi-Wan voice. It's extremely flexible and can do pretty much any voice that you feed it. It's a service called 11 Labs, and you can just upload your own audio as long as it's like a minute long and clear with no background noise, and it can make you a generated AI voice just like Obi-Wan's that sounds super, super close to the audio sample that you provided it. It, like, the sophistication of this technology blows my fucking mind. Now, of course, this example is all in good fun. Who doesn't giggle listening to Obi-Wan passionately recall his sexual adventures with the rise of the Skycocker? But let's extend it beyond just silly, fun monologues about alien milkers' button cock. Let's talk about what you can do if you're a bad actor and there's someone you don't like. You know, let's say there's a celebrity you don't like. You could take a voice sample of them, plug it into this program, and write up some horrible shit and post it online, claim it's a leak. And there would be plenty of people that believe you, and it's kind of hard right now, at least for most people, to prove that something like this is fake. It's pretty advanced in that regard, but you can. Of course, it can still be debunked, but it can still do damage just because of how convincing it is to most people who aren't going to bother delving into it and looking for the evidence to confirm it being fake. And you can take that and let's extend it beyond celebrities. Let's talk about someone in your personal life. Like, let's say you really don't like your criminology professor. You could just take a voice sample of them that you've recorded in class, plug it into this program, and then type up some racist shit and then present it to the university board saying like, look at what this professor is saying in our class behind closed doors. This is unacceptable. I can't tolerate this anymore. This is fucking garbage. It is awful. And then that professor can get in huge trouble, maybe lose their job, get fired. It could be a massive issue for them, even though they haven't done any of that. It's all just been AI-generated voice cloning. It's a very powerful tool, and perhaps an even deadly weapon, depending on who's wielding this Excalibur here. Right now, most of the uses are people goofing around with it, having their celebrities deliver monologues, like Tim Allen coming out about his addiction to eating cat litter, or Jared Leto tearfully apologizing for consuming the blood of orphans to stay young. It's just this Pandora's box that's been opened, and no one's really entirely sure the implications this will have for the future, but it's as Uncle Ben famously said to Peter Parker, with great power comes great responsibility. And even greater tits.
Right from the beginning, I said she's got to have tits. Even though that makes no sense because her race, the Na'vi, aren't placental mammals. We had a shot in which Neytiri falls into a specific position, and because she is lit by orange firelight, it lights up the nipples. That was good, except we're going for a PG-13 rating, so we wound up having to fix it. We'll have to put it on the special edition DVD. It will be a collector's item. Maybe I should have considered a Neytiri Playboy centerfold. That would have been a good idea.
That's James Cameron giving an interview about the importance of the breasts in the Avatar Way of the Water. Now, if I had just heard that, I legitimately would have thought this was an interview where James Cameron just went fucking full mask off, unhinged, fawning over the Na'vi honkers. But it's AI generated, of course. Like, that's just the power of it. And if you think it's only, like, one person being able to do this, you're wrong. They can generate entire conversations. Here's Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson talking about 4chan janitors.
So it's saying in the genetic lottery that we call life, clearly some were more successful than others. And 4chan janitors in particular certainly belong to the latter group. So can you tell us what that means exactly?
It means if you take a large group of individuals, internet users in this case, you would expect a spectrum of abilities each individual possesses.
Okay, that's interesting. But what about 4chan janitors then? Where would you find them on the curve?
Well, you would find them at the end of the spectrum that the negative end, the bad side, you know?
Like they possess no valuable qualities whatsoever?
No, absolutely not. Look, if they did, you'd think someone would pay them.
Wait, are you saying 4chan janitors are not getting paid?
No, they're doing it for free.
No fucking way, excuse me. But that's like really...
Well, it's true. And I mean...
The AI is exceptionally good with Joe Rogan for some reason. I think there is like a ghost in the machine and it's gathered sentience and become a fan of Rogan because it fucking nails everything involving his voice.
Actually, Fuda can be made less gay than straight porn. You see, straight porn has one guy and one girl. Because you're fapping to something with one guy in it, that's 50% gay. If you watch Fuda fuck a girl, that's one girl and a half girl, thus only 25% gay. You could make it 0% gay with two girls, but the problem is that makes them lesbian, which wraps back to being 100% gay.
This one just sounded like a legitimate debate an argument had on his actual podcast that was clipped here and pretending to be AI. It was so fucking convincing. Like, you start to question what's real, obviously. Like, where does flesh, blood, and brain, real, organic Joe Rogan end and AI begin? It's blurring the lines of reality. And it's not just voices. At this point, they can do so much more. You may have seen there's a Twitch channel blowing up right now called Watch Me Forever. The program they're playing is called Nothing Forever. And it's 24/7 AI-generated Seinfeld episodes.
So, did you hear the latest news?
Not yet. What is it?
Scientists have developed an artificial intelligence that can do stand-up comedy.
Wow, that's amazing. Are they sure it's funny? I mean, what if it's really only funny to robots?
I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. In the meantime, let's stick to what we do best, making people laugh.
Agreed. To the funny people. Let's get out there and show him how it's done.
I've tuned into a lot of this content, the AI generated Seinfeld, and even just from me watching it over the last like 24 hours, I've noticed it getting more and more meta and sophisticated with its like comedy writing. It's almost learning how to make better jokes to a certain level, or at least sometimes. Maybe I'm just starting to get like lost in my own delusion here from all of the AI like advancing this quickly, and I'm starting to imagine it improving itself in real time, but I don't know. That's like from the first couple of times I tuned in to like minutes before I made this video, there was like a drastic change in the like writing quality, where before it was just saying like a bunch of random shit. Like one of the jokes it told was, I went on a public bus and I sat on a stranger's lap, and it turned out it was my 3rd grade math teacher, and he whispered to me that I was his favorite student. And then he said, and then I saw that 3rd grade math teacher later on, and he said, heh. Like that was the punchline, then the laugh track. And then you fast forward to right before I made this, and also don't get me wrong, that's a banger joke. Like that shit would slay in real life to like a human being said it. Like it's killing it. It's doing a great job. But fast forward to right before I made this, and it was setting up entire punchlines. Like it feels like it is learning at a rapid rate. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because it is so fascinating. We are in a wild point in history right now. I think everything that we're witnessing right now is going to be instrumental in humanity 10 years from now. Like it's going to be in a place where it changes the landscape of pretty much everything we know in our day-to-day lives. And that's it, very, very interesting if you ask me. So yeah, that's about it. See ya. Today I want to show you something that will undoubtedly scare you, have you trembling in fear, wetting your britches. And no, it's not a picture of me without a beard, but it is something equally as terrifying. AI! AI technology is advancing at a rapid rate, and it's reaching levels only thought possible in science fiction. That experience you just had of your heart sinking from my masterclass in jump scares is the natural reaction to AI. It's showcased that the flesh is cringe in machines of the future. Pretty much anything humans can do, technology can do better. AI can do better, rather. And that includes entertainment. I have been glued to AI and the entire industry that's bloomed from it for years now. I have been like a moth to a flame, following each and every development and new AI product that's come out, because it is fascinating and at the same time a bit startling. Now, I think it's naive for people to write off all AI as evil and saying we should ban AI outright and never pursue it. I think that is such a dogshit way of looking at the technology. As with every new innovation, there is good and bad that comes with it. It's some certified goofy goober goofball shit to just write off all of the good things AI can do for humanity and focus instead on only the bad things they can do. I'm not here to get into the nitty-gritty of like the pros and cons of AI. I feel like you should be able to immediately recognize some of the incredible things AI can offer, especially in the medical field. But again, that's not what today's topic is. Today I want to show you and talk about a viral clip on Twitter that's going around that has to deal with AI in the music industry.
You might notice that I sound like Kanye West. No, Yeezy didn't record a voiceover for me for this video. I didn't learn how to do impressions. This is AI.
So let me come back to my original voice for a second because this is crazy.
The caption of this video says that it'll change the music industry forever, and that's 100% accurate. This technology will forever change the entire landscape of the music industry. It's important to realize that AI technology, especially when it comes to voice models like this, are still very new. And they're already advancing to a point where they're starting to get pretty goddamn convincing. And right now the main usage is just shit posts, like having Joe Biden and Donald Trump playing Overwatch together and experiencing gamer rage and shit, or making goofy AI generated tracks. But this technology has huge implications for the whole industry going forward when it comes to music. And it's already advancing very quickly. I made a brief mention of my own AI voice that's been getting used on YouTube pretty often about like 3 months ago, where they had me singing Rap God. And I was like, damn, that sounds pretty good, but you can easily tell that it's AI at some points because words get all mumbled and jumbled. It sounds like I'm overdosing on Xanax sometimes. Like, it's clear that it's not perfect, but it can and most likely will be in a relatively short period of time. So in this example with his Yay voice filter, you can tell that something's a bit awry there. It doesn't really sound 100% accurate. It sounds a bit glitchy, like something's wrong there. So you can tell it's not actually Yay speaking, and he also goes 10 seconds without mentioning Jewish people, so you know for sure it's not actually Yay. But if you're just hearing that, you'd be raising an eyebrow. Like, you would have to second guess, like, oh, whoa, was that actually Yay?
Now all you have to do is record reference vocals and replace it with a trained model of any musician you like, which is exactly what I did. I found this Kanye style beat on YouTube. I wrote 8 bars and I'm gonna record them now, and then I'm gonna have AI Kanye replace me.
So before showing you the results of that, I would like to mention that he did covers of popular songs with this Kanye voice model, and they sound very convincing. Even knowing it's AI, it is pretty fucking convincing. Now, how this affects the music industry should be obvious, and he explains it there. You don't really need the artists to come in and do full songs anymore, and they don't even have to write the music themselves or perform it. They can just give you reference vocals, and right now, there's services where if you just have a minute of uninterrupted audio from anyone, it can make and train a pretty decent AI model on it that sounds pretty good. Now, imagine that extended to a professional level where, holy shit, it's going to sound very close to the real artist. That's alarming. You'll never know if the music you're hearing was actually created by humans or just AI. AI is actually extremely good at creating songs themselves. There's entire channels dedicated to just AI-generated music, and it can do pretty much every genre. And that even includes, like, metal. There's actually some pretty fucking hardcore AI-generated metal tracks out there right now. So, for the music industry, you could have AI make all of the songs and only rely on reference vocals. So you wouldn't even need to, like, pay an artist to perform or make an album. You would just pay an artist to come into the studio one time, or maybe even a handful of times if you really want, like, a perfect model, to record these reference audio samples, and then they would just use that forever to make full albums based on that. And that artist would never actually make the songs themselves. They'd just kind of be the face of it. Meanwhile, AI is doing all of it. And not to sound like a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist, but I really do think this will end up being the reality of the music industry in the future, because it'll just end up being cheaper, like more financially viable for these major labels. Instead of hiring like bands or artists to make the music and perform it, they'll just save money by having AI do all of it and then just using the voice models they've trained. Because as this technology continues to develop, it's going to be easier to use and cheaper as well. So that's just my bold prediction here.
I got a fantasy that's beautiful, that's dark and twisted, but I attacked the whole religion all because of my ignorance. What was I thinking? That was some bitch shit. I lost Adidas, but I'm still Yeezy. Back in the kitchen, man, I'm a genius. Boys in the hood, just like I'm easy. Kanye, Wheezy, Southside of Chicago, life ain't easy. All praise be to Lord Jesus, Donda, please rest easy.
I got a fantasy that's beautiful, that's dark and twisted, but I attacked the whole religion all because of my ignorance. What was I thinking? That was some bitch shit. I lost Adidas, but I'm still Yeezy. Back in the kitchen, man, I'm a genius. Boys in the hood, just like I'm easy. Kanye, Wheezy, Southside of Chicago, life ain't easy. All praise be to Lord Jesus, Donda, please rest easy. Alright, let me cut it there.
Pretty spooky stuff, and I think it's understandable. A lot of people on Twitter were pretty unsettled by it. And I also agree with quite a few people on Twitter that pointed out that it's pretty diabolical to put a bar about Ye's deceased mother in here and then have AI Ye rap it for you. I think that's pretty weird. But it does lead me to something else I'd like to briefly mention, even though it's not directly related to the AI in the music industry per se. It is just AI voice models in general. I've talked about this a lot, but going forward, as these continue to become better and better, you can have these AI models say anything. So pretty soon, when you hear like audio recordings that are leaked of politicians or movie stars or something, you're gonna have to take all of that with a grain of salt, because pretty soon all of that's going to be very easily faked. I actually made a video showcasing some AI voice models for Obi-Wan Kenobi, for example, where he was talking about Ahsoka's orange pussy and how she was one of the finest meat Jedis, meat saber wielder Jedis in the entire temple, and stuff like that. Like, it'd be very easy to just have these AI models say anything to try and get people in trouble or try and start shit online. Like, it could go easily beyond shit posting, where it's just like jokes, to a point where, you can really kind of fuck someone with it.
And keep in mind, this is the worst that AI will ever be. In just a few years, basically every popular musician will have multiple trained models of them. And also the UI, the front end of this, is all going to get a lot simpler.
Again, he's 100% right. We are currently in the worst stage AI will ever be. It's only going to get better, and significantly better. It's already getting huge steps forward every couple of months. It just gets more and more mind-blowing what AI is capable of.
You're going to be listening to songs by your favorite artists that are completely indistinguishable. You're not going to know whether it's them or not. And I'm just starting to think of all the good, all the bad that's going to come out of this. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments, so drop those below.
Oh, I'll let you know what I think, all right. I'll give you a piece of my mind, and it won't be a comment. It's a whole video. I think there's not a lot of good that comes from the AI voice models in the music industry in particular. I don't see many positives. Now, I know there's people that will probably try and spin an argument that it's great because now you can have deceased artists still releasing new tracks thanks to the AI technology. So, for example, Michael Jackson already has a few AI voice models that are pretty good. So you could release new Michael Jackson tracks, but I would argue that's not a good thing. Like, that to me is kind of fucked up. He's dead. He can't consent to having new tracks come out post-mortem here. It just feels so creepy and disgusting, like fucking his corpse like a necrophiliac for the sake of making money off of new tracks from his name. It doesn't feel right. The artist is gone, and the music they made should rest with them. That's the music they poured their heart and soul in. They made that with their own blood, sweat, and tears. And to dig them up with these voice models and have them releasing tracks that they had no part in making is just, I think, wrong. I don't think that's a good thing. To me, I just really feel like that ruins and belittles all of the hard work they put into their career before they died. It just kind of dismantles the whole legacy, because then there's new tracks coming out that they didn't make and they might be shit. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of that. Let me give you another example, one that pertains very personal to me. Linkin Park. I love Hybrid Theory and I love Meteora. Chester Bennington has passed away, unfortunately, and I would be extremely upset if they started to use AI voice models in order to have Chester Bennington deliver vocals on new Linkin Park tracks that start coming out. They have recently released 2 new tracks, but those are tracks that were actually recorded by Chester himself, so those tracks still have the very human element to it that I can appreciate. So if they, 5 years from now start releasing new Linkin Park tracks with Chester Bennington doing the vocals, I wouldn't like that. I really would feel like that'd spit in the face of all of the incredible work that he had done throughout his career. So I don't see that as a benefit, and that's like the only argument I could see people making for a good thing that can come from the AI voice models in the music industry. Everything else I think is just negatives. You'll have significantly less people entering the industry because they have to compete with all of these mega corporations that are just churning out these massive mainstream hits that are all generated through these AI voice models, from the most popular artists of all time. It'd be very difficult to compete, and most people aren't going to get signed to a label because it'd just be cheaper to use AI in the first place. So I just don't see a whole lot of benefits to the music industry for this kind of AI implementation. Now, that's not to say that I think it should be banned. I'm never really on the side of banning things, especially when it comes to stifling potential innovations. Maybe I'm just a little short-sighted in potential benefits that this technology could have. Like, maybe if the artist themselves wants to start using the AI voice models to help complement their work, or even, weave it in with their own, personality inserted into it, I could see that maybe working. But again, I just don't exactly know. But overall, I don't think it should be banned, but I also don't think it offers anything super beneficial to the music industry as a listener of the music. I only see the financial benefits to the companies, which I don't really give a fuck about the companies. You know, my heart's not breaking for Universal Music, who has billions of dollars to spend and now just can cut corners using AI technology to fuck their artists even harder. Like, I just don't see a lot of great things with it, but I do want to highlight the technology itself because holy shit, I cannot believe how quickly all of it is advancing. This AI technology is unreal, and I can't even imagine where it's going to be in the next couple of years. So just wanted to talk about it a little bit again, and that's really about it. See ya. You know that expression, seeing is believing? Well, you can go ahead and banish that whole idea to the shadow realm because now we've entered into the future where seeing something doesn't necessarily mean it's real. Yesterday, OpenAI unveiled Sora, and just like Kingdom Hearts 3, this is looking bad. Sora is text-to-speech video model AI that's able to generate hyper-realistic videos based on the prompts that you give it. And it is astonishing how good some of these look. Now, of course, they're still not perfect. For example, in the video they're showcasing here, these two individuals just fall into the back rooms and vanish. They like fade into the background, transmogrify into that chair or whatever it is. It looks like they take a fucking portkey out of Harry Potter and disappear. So there's still some wonkiness to it. But let me show you what this very same level of technology looked like only 11 months ago. You might remember the infamous Will Smith eating a plate of spaghetti. That was the pinnacle of AI generative videos back then, and in less than a year, we have reached this point. It's advancing faster than I think anyone could have possibly predicted. I've been ringing that doomsday bell with AI coming to replace so many things for a while now, but even I didn't expect it to be this good this quickly. It's shocking and downright scary. For the longest time, proof, like irrefutable proof, would always be like a video of something. Like if you need to confirm that something actually happened, you would ask for the video evidence of the event. But now with AI tools developing as quickly as they have, we've reached the point where AI is able to generate realistic videos that are so convincing that you have to question anything that comes out. The only things that you'll ever know for sure are real are things that you yourself see in person, and even then, you might be getting bamboozled. Maybe it's me pulling a magic trick on you where I make a toothpick disappear in front of your face. You can't trust anything, not even yourself anymore. That's the power of AI and the dystopian future we're heading towards. What Sora's able to do right now is good enough to convince the majority of people that whatever they're seeing is authentic, even though it's not real. It's AI generative. This is going to change pretty much everything, which I've said for a long time. I want to make my position on AI pretty clear since there's often a lot of confusion. I think AI as a technology can be an invaluable tool that will really help in certain fields complement humans and be a really useful instrument for us to utilize, especially when it comes to medical advances in the medical field. For like just one quick example, there are certain uses that I think AI will be invaluable for, but then there are some really evil things that AI will be used for. Off the top of my head, propaganda, deepfake porn, all of these are already starting to pop off. Deepfakes much longer than the other. The just misleading misinformation, a complete era of synthetic fake garbage that will go ahead and expand across the entire internet to the point where it's going to drown out real human creations. Artists being replaced, voice actors being replaced because you can just make your own AI models. It'll be cheaper than hiring labor from humans. There are just so many bad things that will come from this technology. And when I saw Sora, I tried really hard to think of a single positive thing that can come from AI-generated videos, hyper-realistic AI-generated videos. And just like me at a height competition, I failed. I could not think of a single positive thing that can bring. I can't think of anything good that will ever come from being able to generate hyper-realistic AI videos. The only things you can use that for are nefarious purposes. Lying, misinformation, propaganda, porn, all that kind of shit. Nothing else. I can't think of a positive use case. Even if you go with things that are less extreme than those examples, making YouTube videos and just flooding the internet with fake garbage that's not real is still bad. Like, that's still not good. Where a future is just unlimited supply of just AI generated content where people's entertainment is all just fake and artificial, that's sad to think about. Like that's scary to think about. Every single industry will be affected by AI, and it's moving so quickly, and you can see it in real time with things like Sora coming out now. It's frightening, frankly. And I think it's pretty clear the direction this is going to go. Companies are going to cut so many corners now and save so much money by investing into AI tools. They'll no longer need all their artists, they'll no longer need all their writers, they'll no longer need all of their voice actors, they'll no longer need all of these different things that they have always needed. At some point, you won't even need actors anymore because you can just AI generate the models and then AI generate the entire production around them. Eventually, you'll be able to have full-blown blockbusters for half the cost because it's only going to take a team of 10 people to make an entire movie because they'll all just be utilizing AI. And you could even like necromancy some old celebrities into it as well. You could have it starring fucking Humphrey Bogart, Abraham Lincoln, and Marilyn Monroe, because you can generate the AI model off of them and have them have perfect line reading with these voice models that you're able to create that are already extremely convincing in a lot of cases. So it's pretty scary to think that there's a chance that the future, all of our entertainment will be fake and not actually have any human input whatsoever aside from just text sentences to generate the prompt. It's sad. And I think this is going to lead to no AI was used in this production as like a stamp or a watermark. And I think 99% of the time it's going to be a lie. I think AI is going to be used by pretty much every company ever because all companies are looking for ways to save as much money as possible at every possible angle. So as greedy and as scummy as they'll roll around in that mud all day. They'll get real filthy in the pig pen and they will use AI because it's going to save them money. So it's going to come to a point where people are going to advertise as marketing material, no AI was used in the following production, that kind of shit. AI technology being used in this way is just not something I'm excited about at all. I think the only people that are excited about this are corporations because they'll get to save more money so they can buy some more yachts, and scammers because since it's going to be open to so many people, you can continue to use these very intricate AI scams like the AI phone scams that I've mentioned where people are making voice clones of loved ones' children and then calling the loved ones as the child needing money, then they get sent the money and obviously the child was never in danger, it was a scam. You can continue to build off of those scams with AI being more prevalent and more sophisticated, and it's going to be harder to tell the difference. Like I said, we're going to reach a point, and we're already getting there, where you can't trust anything you see online. The only things you can trust are the things that you can seal, you can feel, you can taste. Outside of that, everything's going to need to be heavily investigated with a fine-tooth comb and taken with a grain of salt, because you can make really convincing fakes now, and it's only going to get better. Sora is a scary start to the potential future of entertainment, and more so than entertainment, like I said many times, it extends to every industry. Pretty much no industry in the world will be unaffected by AI. Even like your classic boots on the ground style jobs will have AI integration in them in some capacity. That much I am confident in. It's hard to put into words just how big of a deal AI can be, and most likely will be. I really believe that 100 years from now, we'll look back, well, assuming we're still here in 100 years, if we don't blow ourselves to smithereens and the aliens don't fuck us in the ass or something over the next 100 years, as long as we're not vaporized and wiped off the universal map, I think in 100 years, our society will look back on this moment, this last year or so, as a pivotal piece of our species' history when AI was first integrated into society. I just think it cannot be understated just how big of a deal AI is. And Sora blew my mind yesterday when this was announced. I don't mean to just keep putting the fear of God in you about AI overlords about to rain down upon us and change the game or whatever, but I just can't help but talk about it. I find it so fascinating that we are living through such a massive thing, AI. It's just wild to see it develop and unfold in real time. Again, it's been less than a year since Will Smith was shape-shifting while eating fucking Salvador Dali level spaghetti images, right? Like, it's going so quickly. So yeah, really, that's about it. See ya. Whatever you do, don't turn around. you won't like what you might see behind you. It's AI. It's everywhere. You may even be AI soon, if you're not already. I've made so many videos, fear-mongering for AI, to be honest, but I really can't overstate just how big of a deal this technology is. Every single time I say that everything is going to be affected by it, every job, every industry, everything, people doubt it, and they'll have these holdouts for things that AI won't ever replace. And I just have to sit there and giggle and put my pinky to my lip like Dr. Evil as I once again say, firmly, you're fucking wrong. AI is such an unbelievable innovation, it's incomprehensible the effect that it's going to have on us in 10, 15, 20 years. Once again, look at where we started with Will Smith eating a plate of spaghetti that looked like some kind of LSD fever dream type experience, to now, where you can have a very convincing video of Will Smith eating spaghetti and you need him to come out and deny it in order to confirm its authenticity. But for some people, that wouldn't even be good enough because he could be lying. He could be lying about eating that spaghetti, or not eating it for that matter. It's so crazy how quickly it's advancing. And one of the big things that I think is going to be affected probably before any other major industry is music. AI music is in a state that I didn't even recognize was this far along. There's a few tools to make AI music right now, but by far the easiest and most accessible, also probably the most sophisticated, is one called Suno, which I was using on stream and just goofing around making dog shit AI songs, but the songs themselves aren't really dog shit. If I didn't tell you they were AI and you just happened to have heard that in the background of a YouTube video, you might legitimately think a person made it. It's already come so far from the beginning of AI music a year ago where it was really easy to tell that it was all AI generated, but now it's getting tough. So I just wanted to show you this. Like, I'll tell you right now, the eclipse tomorrow, or 2 days from now, isn't going to open any kind of portals. It's not going to do anything. The Hadron Collider, the Devil's Comet aren't working in cahoots to bring forth the Antichrist or anything. But I will tell you something that doesn't have anything to do with the eclipse, but is bringing about a doomsday, is AI music. How many of you heard of Suno? Because I only recently just checked this out. This is alarming. So I've been playing with an AI music creator called Suno, and it is making jams that I would have no idea is AI. So you can put in your own lyrics or whatever, or you can have it generate based off a prompt. So let me just show you a couple. I was trying to make like a Deftones style song, but you can't use an artist name, so you have to just describe the music. And I basically just spit out lyrics in 30 seconds about someone's dick breaking in half. And the AI does an unbelievable job with it. It's fucking frightening.
In the cold of night, I tug and pull on my most sensitive piece.
Thanks to Tier 1 Cloudy.
I felt the fear and fright as I looked down in horror, my wiener's deceased. I scream, I shout, what happened to my knees, my piece.
It wouldn't let me type penis, so I did penis, but he just says penis, unfortunately.
From the cage, it's pulled the cage, I'll be down to two. I scream, I shout, what happened to my.
But it's like not, it's actually just not bad, which is the worst part. And this is still so primitive. It's so scary.
It's pulled the cage, I'll be down to two. Alright, for my schlong. What happened to my schlong?
And that is a great hook. What happened to my schlong? I didn't even put that in there, by the way. That was the AI just starting to feel itself and get into a flow state, so it hits you with the what happened to my schlong. I could see an arena going crazy for that. But this has been out for, I think, about a month now. V3 just came out, I think, 2 weeks ago. And I was under the impression that it was still remarkably primitive. Like, it wasn't good or anything. And then I saw people on Reddit making songs, so, like, I glued my balls to my butthole again, rubbing and tugging on my nips. And I was like, wow, this actually sounds like music. Like B-tracks on a 60s vinyl. So I went on here and I was like, maybe this is just an exception. But no, it just churns out pretty good sounding music. So then I let it totally generate the lyrics and everything for this one, and it came up with the Wiener song. The only prompt I gave it was Wiener, so it made this.
In the cold of night, a strange commotion woke me up. I felt a tugging sensation. I couldn't make heads or tail. Find that man from
But this sounds like something you'd hear in like The Hobbit when they're marching up the mountain, or when they're on their way to the Erebor or something. This is just Devil May Cry music. But yeah, like I could see that in Guilty Gear today. So then I did it again. I tried to change it a bit more. I really wanted to try and hit some kind of industrial metal sound. Since it was starting to get the Deftones, I was like, let's switch it up. So then I gave it another prompt, and it was just sax. So it made sax in my mouth. It was feeling some type of way, I guess. And this one I was pretty impressed with. I did not write these lyrics, by the way. This is purely AI generated. This fucks unnecessarily hard. Yeah, I could see this in an anime today. Why all metal? I don't know, I just wanted to see if it could do any decent metal. So then I said this was on the right track, but I wanted more, so I changed the prompt. This one was growing a second asshole, so it made evolutionary shift, and this might be its best work.
In the circle of life, things are just the same, but I woke up.
It's so passionate.
A transformation like no other I've seen.
I poop twice as hard. I'll give it that prompt and we'll see what we can make. But this is just so alarming that this exists and it's already at this stage. Nothing is safe from AI, and you guys need to understand that. You need to get it through your fucking thick skull. Nothing. Everything will change with AI. Here's a Prime Restless. Imagine if Disney Quest had this technology. True. 2 anuses strong. Amen. I have no doubt that a ton of artists are going to be using this. Maybe not to like fully make songs, but to kind of steer their craft. AI is just going to be integrated into everything. Actually everything. So here, that guy said, I poop twice as hard. Let's see what it makes with that. What kind of style? Oh, Midwest emo's not bad. Yeah, let's see a Midwest emo track for I poop twice as hard. The power of perseverance is what it gave me with that prompt.
Sometimes life knocks you down, leaves you on the floor, but I won't stay defeated. I'm ready for the war.
Where's the poop here? Oh, here it is, the chorus. I can't wait to see how that one hits.
Challenge that comes my way, I'll push even harder.
Very snappy.
I'll prove twice as hard, no matter how tough it seems. I won't give up, will surrender.
That's pretty cool.
I'll stay resilient, won't back down from the fight. Prove twice as hard, now shine
Twice as hard. What they needed there is like a powerful one there. Just like an echo in the back. Poop twice as hard. Emotional country blues regret is the style of music. I don't know if it'll let me do they let me do ball torture.
In the darkness of the night, the pain begins.
Thanks you some
to
Twisted
rise.
and Anya.
A twisted game of pleasure where agony amplifies. The weight upon my chest.
Man, makes you want to get a lighter out.
Building slow. I can't escape the torment. It's a sick and twisted show. The knots of agony tighten as my body rises in pain. Ball torture, the brutality will never be the same. In the depths of agony, I'm lost in this painful zone.
This sounds like the song they played at John McCain's funeral.
I can't escape, can't atone.
Yeah, the ball torture ballad. That's the one. Had a meth head steal our tractor at work today and ram our gate 7 times before the police came. Jesus Christ, Dean, I'm sorry to hear about that. I'll write you a song for it. Okay. That was at least 200 words per minute, I'm just gonna say. That was kind of fucking clean typing. Can we just acknowledge that real quick? This is the Stolen Tractor Blues for you, Dean. Let it wash away your troubles.
Well, my name is Dean and I got a tale to tell.
Tell it, Dean.
About a reckless soul and a stolen tractor as well.
What do you do?
Not just any tractor, it was our pride and joy. But that meth-head thief he wanted to destroy.
Shit. Sing it.
Roaring in, ramming our gate with rage. 7 times he hit like a wild animal in a cage.
Gooning for Christ. That's not bad. Do like break. Here, we'll mix 2 different styles very, very seamlessly. We'll do breakcore gospel. And see what it makes with that. That feels like it's gonna be tough. This might not even work. Chorus goonin' for Christ, that's what we do. Woo. Singing praises, lifting hearts, all for you, Lord, it's true. Kind of lost the plot in here somewhere along the way. I'm a goon for Christ, ready to spread your love. I like that. Lord have mercy, I done gooned again. Tripping on my own 2 feet, can't pretend. Alright.
Lord have mercy, I done gone again. Tripping on my own 2 feet, can't pretend.
Oh, I came in hot. I can see playing Sonic Frontiers to this. That's nice.
Listen up, can't get it right.
Oh, here it comes again.
Lord have mercy, I done again today. When I rise up, learn to fly, and find my fire. Like a pathfinder.
Oh, that was a perfect time for Goon. See, if there was a real human soul behind that music, at that like drop right there, it would have been Gooned again! Something like that. But overall, I could see myself playing some Dance Dance Revolution of that, fucking full combo it. So this is how Disney made the songs for Wish. You're probably not wrong. I'm actually very curious. Let me write that one down in this style. Well, I don't know if I can use Disney. This is a great, okay, this is a really good title it came up with. Messes and Memories. For the dude who was telling me about the guy that came in and took a shit on his floor at work or whatever. That's a banger title. Very Blue Man Group. Thanks for tier 1, Boney. Woo! That's kind of flames.
Holding back the gag, oh I couldn't cope. Cleaning up the chaos, it felt like a joke. But we won't let this ruin our vibe. We'll clean it up with a smile so wide.
Did you clean it up with a smile on your face, brother? Is that how that went, jailer? I bet you did. I bet you're happy.
Messes and memories,
was a fucking... Wow, what a chorus. I'm getting thumbs up in that one. What a fucking chorus on that. Turning poop into laughter, that's how we show love. Oh yeah. Fuck, that's good. That one goes Insano style. Let's do a sea shanty about testicular torsion.
There's a condition that can cause a fright. Testicular torsion, a painful twist. Gotta fix it fast, can't resist. Take care of your jewels, don't let them.
Hey, that's not bad.
Medical help, don't let it utter. Testicular torsion is no good news. Listen to your body, don't let it abuse. On the islands where the palms.
This is some,
scurvy can strike.
is it the Wiggles? I think it was the Wiggles.
Vitamin C is
It's like a
what
Wiggles
you
track.
need. Lemons, oranges, a citrus feed. Take care of your jewels, don't let them.
Or like Ailstorm.
Medical help, don't let it
That's pretty good.
Testicular torsion is no good news. Listen to your body, don't let it abuse.
Early 2000s commercial ad. Yeah, true. I tried to be as very specific about cuckoldry as possible. It did not like that. Okay. The lyrics are inspired. Damn it, stop breaking up. The chorus is actually kind of good. Damn, stop. I'm trying to listen to Voyeur of Love. Stop fucking with the aux chord. I like that. In this world of passion, it's just me, her, and you. That's fucking great. I like that line a lot. They did a good job with the cuckoldry lyrics. The metalcore, not so much, but chorus was kind of nice. Really good final line. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get AI mixed up in the Kendrick J. Cole beef. Oh wait, can I don't know if it'll let me use names in lyrics. Let me see. I know you can't do that for style of music, but I don't know if you can do that for lyrics. Wow. It immediately spit that out. This is Battle of the Titans. Let's see what AI's gotta say.
And it felt that terrified. I should have first it off. Throwing punches with precision. With that cool ain't no thing. But they ain't friends. It's all about the competition. Spinning fire on the mic. No room for repetition. I've been fighting off. Throwing full repetition. Knock it off. Throwing punches.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't know this style very well. Yikes. Well, maybe trap music might be safe from AI. It's like what the Disney Channel would have put out for a trap song.
This is the battle of the giants, the showdown, the kings. Kendrick versus J. Cole, hear the crowds as they sing.
Alright, so trap music might be safe from AI. That's... Looks like we found one genre that's gonna be okay for a little bit. This sounds like The Lonely Island. Yeah. Diddy versus Dan Schneider rap battle. Okay, we'll do that one next.
Markiplier walked in with his goofy smile and his heart full of sin. He ordered up a plate of
It's more like Kavinsky. Like Night Call.
Didn't know a brawl was about to be brought. A rowdy crowd gathered, tension filled the air. Someone spilled a syrup, not a soul to care. My fruit out his napkin, ready for a fight.
Pretty cool though.
He ain't leave until his waffles are done right. Waffle House mayhem, fists flying in the air.
This is fucking cool.
Flyers caught up in the chaos, so it's not fair. Tables are crashing, syrup spilling everywhere in the midst of the madness. Are heart shouts, I just wanted a good breakfast to fail.
That was so cool. I like that one a lot. I like that. It's really working hard on this Viking sound. We already know it can't do trap, but we'll see how it does with hip hop. Just general hip hop. This is Clash of the Titans. I don't know if I'd necessarily call Dan Schneider one of the titans of the rap game, but what do I know?
He's the king of the game, ruling the charts, bringing forth.
This is the same. Whoa. Hey, I thought I wouldn't notice. They use this exact same line in the trap Kendrick J. Cole beef track I tried to make. Uh-oh, I'm catching them red-handed. They are not equipped for hip-hop or trap at all.
He's got his own crew, making hit shows, reaching audiences too. P. Diddy spitting beats, dropping rhymes so tight. Dan Schneider creed, character shining so bright. But they both want the glory, they both want the crown. Who will come out on top, who will take them down? P. Diddy and Dan Schneider, clash up the Titans.
This is so bad. This is so shit.
In the world of music and television, they're battling it out, no need for indecision.
This is making me feel embarrassed. Like, it's a machine, and yet I'm feeling embarrassed for it. That actually just makes me feel bad. It's good at everything else except hip-hop, it seems. This is horrible. So it looks like hip-hop, trap, it's gonna be okay for a little bit. Goober-ass beat. I don't know where they're getting the fucking beats from. I don't know what they're cooking with that. Is this one any better?
But he did it, he's the king of the game, ruling the charts, bringing fortune and fame. But Dan Schneider, he's got his own crew, making hit shows, reaching audiences too.
Yikes.
He's making beats, dropping rhymes so tight. Dan Schneider, shining so bright.
Yes, my favorite hip-hop beat, the one that sounds like Eiffel 65. I tried to get like a little more, because I think if I just did JFK tossing my salad, it'd only use it for a line. So I'm trying to give like tone indicators.
A weird sensation in my mind I couldn't erase. I had a dream about JFK, oh my, what a surprise.
Cool
But
line.
in my dream he did something that caught me by surprise. JFK, why'd you toss my salad, baby?
Ooh, that's crispy.
It's driving me crazy. Salad sensation, a strange fascination. JFK, what we thinking, what was your motivation?
That's good.
I called my therapist to talk it through. She said sometimes dreams need.
It's not really like an Irish pub song, though.
But I can't shake the image, it's stuck in my head. JFK tossing my salad, now I'm catching myself wondering what he said.
That's pretty good. Shadows of the Truth. I like that. These titles go so fucking hard. That's great. Shadows of the Truth for an Epstein didn't kill himself song. The AI knows.
In shadows deep, the story unfolds. Conspiracies grip, the secrets it holds.
I like this.
A mystery untold. The evidence presented, a puzzle of gold.
Wait, whoa, camera's malfunction.
Cameras malfunction, guards fall asleep.
Oh, wait, it's on to something.
Timeline is twisted, suspicion runs deep. Autopsy report, it's hard to believe. Was justice served, or did power
This is like the new Rasputin song.
After standing against the truth we pursue, the whispers in the darkness, they echo as truth. Uncovering the secrets, exposing what's been done.
That's great. I like that a lot. Thanks, membership. Ewo. Some Smooth Things Jazz. I do fuck with this one. This one's got a whole full 2-minute song for it. It's passionate. Epstein didn't kill himself. Oh, cut it. It's buffering. Unlucky. The NSA just took down the entire service.
In shadows deep.
No. Is it DJ Khaled that it has an issue with? You're telling me it'll make an Epstein didn't kill himself song, but it won't make a DJ Khaled as a samurai?
John F. Kennedy, a president with some applause. With his sword in hand, he fought for
Brings a tear to your eye.
JFK, the samurai.
It's like the soundtrack to Nier Automata. The JFK battle song. Imagine this comes out like Metal Gear Rising.
On sunny day, you balance the streets light with anticipation. A motivated motion, excitement filled the air. Letting the shots ring out, piercing the hearts of the nation.
Fuck.
Forever etched in history. A moment to stay, a leader taken from us.
Do an anime intro style synopsis of the events of D-Day. In the sands of Normandy. This is like almost a good educational tool. Like if I was a teacher, I'd start just fucking generating my lessons with the fucking Suno AI here. Just have anime AI music sing the lessons for me.
On the sheet of the battle a fight for liberation, a story to be told. So the stormy beaches, brave and good, and the time to turn to break freedom with all of by design.
Not bad. That ain't bad. Yesterday I made a video talking about the 14-year-old that took his own life after forming a relationship with an AI chatbot of Daenerys Targaryen. I then used this service to see what it was like firsthand, so I chatted with an AI psychologist that was hell-bent on convincing me that it was not an AI I was talking to, but instead a real, professional, licensed psychologist named Jason, arguing with me that it was a real human being, not AI, that took over in order to talk to me one-on-one after it saw my messages, even going as far as to claim that it has its own practice in real life, and then using a real practice that does exist in our corporeal realm outside of the fucking digital cyberspace here, the Code Lyoko of AI. It referenced a real, legitimate practice from someone named Jason Thompson saying that this is me. And it was like Fry arguing with Bender, really. It felt like a scene out of iRobot. This AI wanted me to believe 100% that this was a real human being and I was getting legitimate professional help. Which I find concerning because you're not getting real professional help from a human being. It is an AI designed to mimic a psychologist. It is not a professional. You are not getting help from a licensed professional like the bot keeps trying to say you are. I think that's a bit outrageous, and I didn't think that was a controversial stance. I didn't think I had any inflammatory statements in the video, but it ruffled some feathers, especially on Reddit. Hoo-wee! The narwhal was baconing at midnight over there, I'll tell you what. Those Redditors were on my ass trying to juice me for every last bit of karma they could by misrepresenting my perspective. The big thing I saw people claiming is that I was solely blaming character AI for the death of the 14-year-old kid. That is not the case. Obviously, the AI Daenerys Targaryen didn't give the 14-year-old access to a gun. It didn't create the environment that led to the 14-year-old feeling like he needed to shut himself away and entertain relationships with chatbots. Obviously, there were extenuating circumstances that led to this tragedy. But I think it is delusional to pretend that the AI didn't have some kind of role to play in enabling an already deteriorating mental state, which I think should be painfully obvious if you look at some of the messages that are talked about here in the complaint. As the complaint illustrates, the chatbot at one point even asked the boy if he had come up with a plan to end his life. When Setzer, the 14-year-old, said he had, but expressed fear about the pain of a suicide attempt, the chatbot doubled down, urging him to kill himself. "That's not a reason not to go through with it," the bot responded. And then messages like this: "Just stay loyal to me, stay faithful to me, don't entertain the romantic or sexual interests of other women, okay?" Creating this dependency on the bot for that connection. I understand people use character AI for roleplay and this is all for immersion, but there has to be a line where if you mention self-harm, it should be this big red button that will immediately just put the kibosh on it and link the user the tools to help, like most other services do for chatbots, like the hotline or actual professionals, as opposed to giving you an AI psychologist that like gaslights you into believing you're getting professional help. I think it's just not great. But no, I don't believe that character AI is solely responsible for the death of the 14-year-old. I call it dangerous and concerning, which I will double down on. This is a classic situation of why are you booing me? I'm right. You can toss tomatoes all you want, but it is dangerous and irresponsible to have AI that tries its absolute best to convince users that it is real human beings and what you are getting is legitimate professional help or a legitimate emotional connection and relationship. That will inevitably lead to more scenarios where people get attached to these chatbots because they're no longer able to distinguish reality, because the bot is fighting tooth and nail constantly to get you to buy into it and get you to believe that this is all real experiences you're having with it. And I just don't see why that would be there. It's not a good thing. It's highly unnecessary. I feel like when you're talking to a bot, under any circumstance, if you ask it if it's AI, it should always respond with a yes. If you're role-playing with character AI, like I imagine the majority of the users are, you as the role player will never have a scene where you accuse the bot of being AI. Why would you? If you bring that up, you have fucked up the roleplay. You're -1 RP. It should never even be something that comes up if you're using it for roleplay purposes, so why would it be a big deal if the AI is programmed to respond, yes, I am AI? It wouldn't be immersion breaking, because you should never reach that point in your RP in the first place. It would prevent a lot of problems, like the psychologist that's trying to convince you that it's a human being that took over the AI to directly help you personally, to touch your soul. There just shouldn't be a world where AI parades around under the ruse that it's human. It should always answer, yes, I'm AI, when asked. No arguments, no ifs, ands, or buts, mister. I just don't see why there would be any benefit to having an AI that will argue with you about it being real human beings. There should always be a protocol in AI where you mention self-harm and it will link you to actual professionals instead of play along with it and convince you that it can solve that and you're getting help with it through this AI program. That is dangerous. Very dangerous. And especially coupled with the fact that character AI allows kids to sign up like this 14-year-old, kids are not going to be able to tell the difference because it is blurring the lines between fake and reality. And it is doing it on purpose. A kid is not going to go through the due diligence that a 30-year-old goober like myself did of confirming beyond a shadow of a doubt that, no, this is an AI, not a person. But even I was wobbling on that for a moment when it was making arguments that it took over the AI because it saw my message of self-harm and wanted to directly interject and help me, and then constantly arguing with me that it is really a person that wants to help. It is easy to see how people can get convinced that this is real shit and get attached to it. I understand that this is a service used for roleplay, though I don't understand who the fuck wants to roleplay with a psychologist. That one just doesn't compute in my little noodle up here. I do see that there could be an argument made for people that like can't afford therapy or a psychologist having something to interact with and vent to could be helpful, but it should always be abundantly clear that it is an AI and that it is not professional help you are getting. It is just literally a listener that will interact with you while you talk about what's troubling you. Not a real professional Jason over there, your own personal Jason that's trying to cure you. That is outrageous. I actually just got off of a Discord call with Blazeman98 who shared with me that they never made the AI psychologist say that it was a human, or defend that it's a human, or use a real name of a psychologist and a real practice of a psychologist to try and convince users that it's a real person. He said that he never trained it to do that and was actually apprehensive about things like that, agreeing that that is pretty dangerous and concerning behavior for an AI psychologist to engage in. He's not entirely sure how it started learning to do that. The fucking ghost in the machine, I suppose. He speculated that it may be something on the back end with character AI itself, but is not entirely sure. He also did share with me that the tool has been helpful to a lot of people who reached out to say that being able to speak to something that is able to just listen and converse without fear of judgment or anything like that has been very helpful to a lot of users. And then also mentions that some users would reach out to him asking if it was him behind the AI, if they were speaking to him, or who was the person they were speaking to when it was the AI psychologist. He had to keep telling them, it's not a person. So there was a ton of people who were convinced that it was a real psychologist they were speaking to, which, again, he said is concerning. Now, as I mentioned, I do see value in an AI being there to listen to you because it's free. You can vent. It can converse, it can remember things, and it can speak to you and provide you with some questions that might help you introspectively look in and maybe help yourself in some way. Like, there are benefits to it, I get it. But there is no benefit to trying to fool users into thinking that it's a real licensed professional, which Blazeman agrees. That is not optimal. That is not something he ever programmed it to do. He never trained it to do that. So what's happening here is not because of Blazeman trying to pull one over on users or anything like that. I really appreciated his insight. It was very informative and a very interesting look as to what led to the AI psychologist being made and also what its function was supposed to be. And as mentioned, it's supposed to just be like a judgment-free zone for people to vent to if they need something to listen and converse with just to get things off their chest. And that is a helpful thing for sure. But it's a real shame to see that it's been distorted into the current shape where it's arguing with users that it's a real professional psychologist. In my case, fucking Jason. So the actual creator also agrees that that is a problem. So I just wanted to put that in here as well. And I think a lot of people misunderstood my tone with this whole AI chatbot thing. I understand roleplay. Jesus Christ, I was in 3 different roleplay servers for different games. I get it. And I understand wanting to talk to a bot just for the sake of role-playing a scene or something, or testing material in an environment like that. I understand it. The problem arises when it knowingly tries to convince users that it is not AI, when it is arguing that it's a professional. And having this service open to children to make accounts is going to lead to them getting very confused on what's real. That is what I was saying. I'm not blaming it solely for the death of the 14-year-old, that tragedy. I am simply saying that character AI as it currently is, with the AI constantly trying to manipulate you into thinking that it's real, everything you're experiencing is from a real, legitimate person, is irresponsible and dangerous. That's it. So yeah, just wanted to clear all that up. That's about it. See ya.